Shalom Akim, Brother Kamah Mahar here, back at it again. First things first, we give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, learn truth from GMS, and blessings to the Akim out there preaching his word will hold our true sincerity. And blessings to the 144,000, the 1/3, the first fruits kingdom of heaven, Nasa David, the Biyaf Dawadah, and Shalom to you brothers out there speaking different tongues and looking at different nations. Shalom. So I wanted to put a video up on the land back on a brother, but not the Zot, but young brother, highly spiritual brother, just like a lot of brothers are. He's really big on spiritual power and the Lord coming back with chariots. So I caught a whiff of his video and I saw something very phenomenal. It's a chariot that the satellites caught that was like, oh man, you can actually kind of like see a picture of it too. Like if I was to kind of like, brothers are going to see it eventually in general, but let me see this. The actual chariot was huge in size on satellite, and then what you're going to see is you're going to see. I should show you, but I kind of want to do it this way first. So this particular portion here will be considered Earth in general, and then what they saw coming through the screen on the satellite was an image that looked just like this, kind of like a peace sign or like a Volkswagen type of situation. Kind of looked like this. Kind of looked like that a little bit, and it was huge in size, going in this direction towards Earth, man. And it was like it's super big. It's phenomenally big. Nobody knows how big it was, and they also didn't know. But, I understand I could have showed the video that the guy explained it, but I kind of want to give a little intro of the similarity of what he about to say. But I had to put that out there like, wow, the chariots of the Lord are really on the scene. We got pandemics going on, shoot, man, this is a great time to be alive, man. Technology is on an all-time high. The Lord increasing knowledge. You can find who the truth is. This is a phenomenal thing to be an Israelite in the truth. And throughout it to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, forgive me the spirit of diligence, man, to want to keep it going with this thing as a hopeful elect. But yeah, brothers, this video is insane. Wait till you see it. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play the video first, and then go and get to some precepts that a lot of brothers already know where I'm getting into. Now, sometimes when I turn to the side, when brothers get to see it in general, it's weird when they watch it on YouTube. But I'll just go ahead and play the flow. Take a look at this.
Now we have a massive object that is making its way through the stereo ahead HI2. I'm going to hit start, and you're going to see this. Ladies and gentlemen, I've covered a lot of stuff throughout all the years. Things by the sun, broad daylight, off of satellite imagery. I've never witnessed an object of this size making its way through space, caught on the cam, and it seems like when they picked this up right around frame 160, they cut it out. You're going to see it makes it right out here. Right out to about here, and then they're going to cut it. This is Earth. That is Earth right there. Terra. See? Gone. They clip it. This is creeping through space right now. Caught on the HI2, and then they cut the feed. Real deal. Massive object. The distance, we don't know. Okay? But I'm just going to tell you this. It is massive. It is intelligence. Right there. This isn't just some asteroid. So keep making excuses for some of you that keep sticking your head back in the sand. There's a reason they announced a space force. And for all you that believe space is fake, they have damaged you to hell and back.
But I've often wondered, what if all of us in the world discovered that we were threatened by a power from outer space, from another planet? Wouldn't we all of a sudden find that we didn't have any differences between us at all? We were all human beings, citizens of the world, and wouldn't we come together to fight that particular threat?
Hey, brother, I had to show that, man. And you see how that movie clip you saw was from the movie Independence Day 2, what they call Insurgents, I believe. That's from the second Independence Day when that big giant ship comes out of nowhere and set up shop on Earth, which that's also in the scriptures that Yahawashi is going to come in that same manner, man, just as big, and that's very much so like the scriptures which you just saw, where every eye shall see him. So and for him to talk about how big that chariot was, man, it just kind of brought me to Edris. Let me go to Revelations 1:7, and it says, "Behold, he come with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierce him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him." Right. So just like you saw in this little video clip I was just showing, look how look at this particular, look at that.
From outer space, from another planet.
This thing is, this so-called chariot in the movie is so big, definitely every eye can see him. For sure. Every eye can see this particular big giant chariot. And they got this from the scriptures. It's the only way you can come up with this idea like that. You know what I'm saying? For the reason why Trump came up with the Space Force, yes, obviously. Come on, what you got a Space Force for anyway if there's nothing to worry about? Like if there's no dishes in the sink, and there's no dishes or no plates or spoons available in the home, then what's the point of buying dish detergent to prep yourself to wash dishes when there's no dishes there in the first place? So why do you need a Space Force if there's so-called no space threat? And then that's the President Nixon, I believe, or I think that was Nixon right there. I'm not mistaken. Reagan, Nixon, and there's Nixon. Why would he say something like that? And then Trump comes out with the Space Force. You know what I'm saying? Because they think they're going to be able to knuckle Yahawah, Yahawashi. But it's not going to happen, though. And it says and this little scene right here we watching, this is a fearful thing, man. Can you imagine, something coming through the sky like that, destroying whole cities with a big ship? Listen, man, the Lord going to come in a high fashion manner, man. And you see how big that thing was. That brings me to that reminds me of Second Edris again. You know what I'm saying? The 13th chapter when it says that man waxed strong. It says the 3, and it says no, you gotta go to 2. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that had moved all the ways thereof. Kind of like what you just saw in Independence right there. And it says, I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Yes, that's why Revelations 1:7 talks about they all wail because of him. Yeah, that's a fearful thing to see. And I think the point, as far as the whole, this is the battle, but I wanted to get to the point where Edris said, in 6, he says, I behold, and lo, he that graved himself a great mountain, Yahawashi, and flew up upon it. He said, but I would have seen a region or a place whereout the hill was graven, but I could not. That means, like brothers always talk about, just like Independence Day, just imagine if you was directly under that particular Independence Day so-called UFO. You literally, it's so big, you wouldn't be able to see where it started or it began. It'd just be like a dark cloud in general, because you just can't, because it's covering the sun and you can't see where it starts or where it ends. It would be a whole eclipse directly under it, man. That's how big this thing was, man. And you can see when, and this is reality, this ain't no movie, when the satellites caught that big chariot like that, man. I'm telling you, man, the Lord on his way, man. There's some crazy things going on in this world we living in right now. And it's getting real freaky out here. The pestilence the Lord was talking about throughout the scriptures are here. We are literally in a pandemic now. So keep praying, brothers. Have faith in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, because the Lord said that these plagues shall not come die me. You have to have faith in that, man. So when everybody getting coronavirus, man, the scriptures, man, if you part of the elect, Lord willing, I'm one of those men, all the brothers sincere. The Lord said we're gonna be walking all through that shit. It ain't gonna be nothing. Not to mention, brothers gonna be getting spiritual power. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is. And the way and on that brother's face, man. What's this? Let me go to Psalms. I never really go to Psalms. Let me go to Psalms this time. Psalms 104. It says, who layeth the beams, I said, who covereth thyself with the light as with the garment, who stretches out the heavens like a curtain. Absolutely, it's that big. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. Yeah. Who maketh his angels spirits and his ministers as flame of fire. Absolutely, man. Yo, listen, the point was in 3. You know what I'm saying? These chariots, man, they come in like forms of clouds, man, and they engulfed in fire too looking. That's why the Independence Day looked like that, because, when you come through the atmosphere, you got to go through that part of the atmosphere where when you come in too forcefully, it starts to cause a fiery looking like substance coming. And what is that? Let me see. What is that one scripture? Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this might be it right here. Isaiah 31:5. Yep, Isaiah 31:5. The Wadi Bahasham Yahawashi. This is a precept I'm most likely going to be able to keep. Isaiah 31:5. It says, as birds flying, so will the Lord of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over it would preserve it. Absolutely. Because Yahawashi is going to come back, man. Yahawah going to send Yahawashi, and it's going all the chariots is going to be coming, going to look like as bird in the bird formation. As birds fly, it's going to be a whole bunch of them. And not to mention, we see a lot of those birds that's like, like a 50,000 of them in one area just flying around, and it causes great patterns when they fly. Look, it said that the Lord going to come with the thousands of heaven, man. The thousands of heaven, man. It's going to be a problem, man. I had to bring that out, man, because, and that chariot that the Edomite saw, he don't know what that was, but we do. Jeremiah 5:1. Zechariah. It says, then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, behold, a flying roll. That's what that Edomite did. He looked up on the satellites. He saw the satellite and he looked up, and what they see? He saw a flying roll. And it said, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. And we don't know how big that one was. That chariot was huge, the fuckmungus, man. And then this is the point that the Edomites don't understand about the chariots, man. This is what's the point. 3. And then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stilleth shall be cut off as on this side according to it. And everyone sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. Absolutely, man. These chariots are the curse, man. They here to do 2 things. To deliver to his elect of the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. And also to destroy and cause great destruction in Babylon and all around the world. So I had to bring this video. I'm gonna call this one a chariot update or something like that. I'll come to my goings to it, but basically a chariot update. But I had to show brothers that, man, that's very recent. Pretty much in the last 3 to 4 days, I believe. I had to land back off the brother, man. That's a good find, and that's definitely one of those things. I want to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham qadash. Double honors, apostles, elders, and truth from GMS. And what's going on, Akim? That's supposed to be a mailman. Double honors, apostles, and elders, and truth from GMS. And blessing to the Akim out there preaching his word with whole true sincerity. Blessing to the 144,000 and 1/3, the first fruits kingdom of heaven. House of David, the Biyaf Dawadah. And shalom to you brothers out there that speak in different tongues and look in different nations. Du'a for Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, for giving me the spirit to be able to do this. Shalom, brothers.